Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Mike.
I'd like to call to order the Aston Township Board of Commissioners meeting for Wednesday, December 20, 2023. Please rise.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, item 3. Review and approval of the minutes of the regular meeting for November 15, 2023. Need a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any comments, questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Item number 4, we'll have committee reports. John, you're up.
Okay, so I have before me the treasurer's report for November 2023. Operating cash in the general fund as of November 30th is $1,631,749. Other funds include the TD Bank escrow checking account fund with a balance of $387,491. The TD Bank ARF fund account with a balance of $781,702. The Pliget fund with a balance of $9,475,122. And the TD Bank capital checking account with a balance of $1,937,822. Total cash balance for the township as of November 30th, 2023 was $20,265,777. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Prendergast.
Thank you, Commissioner Haynes. I'm reading the Public Works Director Activity Report for November 2023. Continuing prepping vehicles for the winter season. Renovations were made to our Christmas village displays, which included new paint, updated LED lighting, and new decorations. Began mulching of leaves in all of our parks. Stormwater inlet was repaired near the intersection of Morgan and Montgomery. Sanitation department picked up 57 tons of recycling and 533 tons of residential waste. The following roads are state-owned and maintained by PennDOT. Battle Road, Concord Road, Knowlton Road, Bridgewater Road, Beth Mill Road, Aston Mills, Bernie Highway, Bodley Road, and Lenai Road. If you have any maintenance or safety issues on any of these roads, please call PennDOT at 610-566-0972. A reminder to all residents to dispose of all medical waste property, as radiation can be found something as small as tissue or an adult diaper. Nuclear medicine patients should contact their doctors for more instructions on the proper disposal of medical waste. The next Medical Appliance Week is January 8th to 12th. Bulk Trash Week no longer exists. Anything that can burn can be put on the curb for trash at any time. Please have your trash on the curb by 6 a.m. of your designated trash day. For those households, we collect trash and recycle. The Public Works Department will be dropping off 2024 calendars with all the dates and details related to trash and recycling services. Any questions, please contact Russ Palmore, Director of Public Works, at 610-494-8005. That's all I have on my committee. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Okay, I'm doing the police report. Incidents handled 481, accident investigation 29, criminal investigations 20, assault theft. We have 14 criminal cases cleared. Clearance rate part 1 is 50%, which is good. Clearance rate part 2 is 84%, which is outstanding. Value of stolen property is $55,230. Value recovered, $100. Citations issued, 51. Automatic license plate reader totals, Pedal and Concord Road, 1,067,537 cars. Pedal and Duck Mill Road, 788,315. And this is for November. Concord and Duck Mill Road, 768,584 cars. Concord and Aston Mill Road, 561,400 cars. Concord and Bridgewater Road, 618,415. The above information is true and correct. The report that will file with Aston Township Police, that's signed by Chief Jerry. That's it, my report tonight.
Thank you, Fred. Nancy Logan.
Okay, let's just stop. And the first thing I have is the library report. On Tuesday, the building club for the kids is Tuesday from 4 to 7. Each week, they have a different group of blocks of building toys available, as well as a picture book for inspiration. No registration is required. Open to the kids of all ages, and adult supervision is required. The library art group meets Saturday at 10 a.m. Experiment with art materials and techniques in a relaxed environment. Our movie group will be watching Oppenheimer on Friday, January the 5th at 11 a.m. The next Lego Day is Saturday, January 20th at 1 p.m. Bring your child to build and play with the library's Lego collection. The next thing I have is the most exciting for me. I have the winners of the holiday decorating contest. I haven't shared this with anybody, so you're all going to hear it at the same time. With that, our town looks incredible. It's amazing what each and every resident has done here. It looks like Christmas land out there. So the judges, none of us have judged any of the houses. It was a completely different group of people that are on the Park and Rec Committee. One of them, John Mancinelli, in the back of the room.
So that's who they go to complain to?
Yeah. Tom Wood, Steve, Bert, and Todd Kirk. These gentlemen and Helen Morgan and her son Kelly Pippin and her niece, they went out diligently riding through this town, looking at all these beautiful, beautiful decorated homes. And I don't know how they made a decision, but you have a lot to see in the next week or so to go and drive. So I'd like to announce them, if that's okay with all of you. There's a first place and a runner-up for each ward. So in the first ward, the first place winner is 644 Convent Road. And the runner-up is 9 Dogwood Lane. In the second ward, the first place winner is 125 Kildare Lane. And the second person runner-up is 102 McLaughlin Drive. In the third ward, the first place winner is 54 Jennifer Lane, and the runner-up is 2265 Crestview Lane. In the fourth ward, the first place winner is 3035 Heatherton Drive, and the runner-up is 21 Morgan Road. In the fifth ward, the first place winner is 412 Virginia Lane, and the runner-up is 228 Brickell Lane. In the sixth ward, the first place winner is 84 Florence Avenue, and the runner-up is 38 Scarlett Avenue. And in the seventh ward, the first place winner is 118 Edgar Avenue, and the runner-up is 3215 Richard Road. So all of you have heard them. We'll have this posted. Kelly, if we could post this for everyone to go by and look at these beautiful homes and see, you're going to be amazed. You're just really going to be amazed at what they've done. And then the next thing I have, Mr. Higgins, is I wanted to announce the senior citizens next meeting is going to be January the 25th at the Aston Community Center. Lunch is going to be grilled chicken, mashed potatoes, glazed carrot, salad, and dessert. The speaker for that day is going to be State Representative Leanne Kruger, and she'll be discussing items for our senior citizens, discounts, etc. If you'd like to make a reservation, you can please contact Ann at 610-494-0677. And would you like me to read your invitation? If one of the board members of the senior citizens is here tonight, would you want me to read this? It's the 50th anniversary of the Aston Senior Citizens, and they're having a luncheon in June the 13th, And I just want you all to know that for 50 years, some of us have belonged to the senior citizens. Not me, but others. But just know that 50 years they've been doing this, and it's going to be really, really nice. It's going to be the Springhaven Country Club. So if you have any questions about it, you can reach out, to myself, to Ian, the president, or one of the board members. We'll be glad to make sure you get the information. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner McGinn?
Yes, thank you. Just have a report for the fire department and fire committee for the month. As always, our volunteer fire department here in Aston does an excellent job, both supporting the township and through mutual aid in their response to our neighboring townships. Just a couple of statistics that I'd like to share and just updates. It continues to be steady with average manpower per incident of 7 individuals per every incident, and the response time is phenomenal. EMS dispatched on scene is just over 7 minutes at 7 minutes and 2 seconds, and average fire dispatch is at 6 minutes and 19 seconds. And the other part I'll just add is that's not with having one call every few days or anything like that. Just in the month of November, there were 67 fire calls and 162 EMS calls. So this is a busy building, and these guys do a great job responding. That's it for my report.
Thank you. We forgot to assign my report, so I'm reading. First of all, Buildings and Code Department. This is a December report dated for the day, and it's for the month of November. The beginning balance is $460,552. Total income from building permits and general contractors licenses, $29,425. Total electrical, $6,692. Total plumbing and heating, $4,169. Total income from Board of Health licenses, up $150. Nothing for health licenses or vendor permits. Nothing for vendor permits and commercial maintenance inspections. Income from certificates of occupancy, $1,514. Income from rental licenses, $10,700. No street openings, and total revenue collected for the month, $52,650. And total for 2023 at the same time, $513,202 compared to November of 2022 of $1,040,277. Two other things, for land development, we expect to have A&A Enterprises to appear at the Planning Commission meeting on January 24th, 2024. I wouldn't hold my breath though, okay, because I'm not sure, I haven't gotten a confirmation that they will be here, but that's when I expect they'll come in January. So anybody from the 6th Ward or is interested in that development, January 24th, but we will confirm that to the people, okay? One other thing, hopefully I can read Bill DeFeo's writing. We've been lucky enough to receive some recent grants through the Commonwealth Financing Authority. $346,000 for Weir Road stormwater improvements. And in addition, the sewer authority was awarded $100,000 for manhole repair in the township. These are good things for the residents and for the budgets of both the sewer authority and the township. Okay. I want to thank, I want to thank Representative Leanne Kruger and Senator John Kane for their help and assistance in getting these grants. Okay. Now we'll move on to, we need approval of the treasurer's report.
Make a motion to approve the treasurer's report. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And approval of the bills and payroll.
I make a motion to approve the bills and payroll report. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, now we have open to the public, agenda items only for 1/2 hour. Again, agenda items only for a half hour. Or anybody would like to come up and say a few things? Nick? Hello, Mr. Penta, how are you?
Nicholas Penza, 30 Morgan Road, Aston, PA. I want to go over 5 of the points on the new business. To begin with, 8C, the sanitation fee. Now, how much will it be increased by for next year?
$30.
All right. The 8E, now I know you talked about this last commissioners meeting, but unfortunately I was, what's the, something the word, having dinner then, for my father's birthday, but, first off, besides the point of just more non-percolating space in the township, what exactly is this gang of, the Saga knows that this is, going to be able to fit behind the ball rings?
I can address that. The space right now where let me get back a little bit. A couple of years ago, one whole big parcel was subdivided.
Yes, I recall that.
So now, the one parcel, to the left of all that is the Brewster's Ice Cream.
Right.
Okay, and then if you recall, there's some space to the right of that as you look at it, where some benches and so forth.
Right.
Okay, that's one of the parcels. And then, of course, there's the donut store is there.
Right.
So there's enough room on the spot where the ice cream is to put in 3 storefronts. Okay, and that's what this is all about.
They actually think they can fit 3 storefronts
Well,
there?
Of course they can, because all preliminary work and due diligence has been done for I don't know how many months, but it meets all the requirements of the township.
Well, it feels like there's not going to be any back space, and they may have to knock down the fence into the trailer park.
There's no need to knock down the fence or change the buffer.
So Sagano's is the land development company?
Right, that's the 2 gentlemen sitting behind you, they are the developers.
All right. Agenda item 8G, what exactly is a MAC track?
The backtrack is a vacant property that is on Convent Road. Are you familiar with Convent Road?
Yes.
So if you get down Convent Road where it turns right by Gordonville,
Right.
right to the left, there's an open space property. Okay?
Right.
That is the MAC tract, the MAC property. It was delayed for a couple of years while work was done on coming up with a stormwater management plan. Okay, so that has been approved recently. In fact, that was discussed at the new construction meeting last week. Okay, so that's what that is.
And is this plan open to the public? Because I know there's been a number of complaints from homeowners back there about storm water, especially erosion.
Whereabouts back there,
Along Covenant Road.
along Convent Road?
Yeah.
Bill or Kelly, have you received anything, or Joe, are you aware of anything back there?
Yeah, Mike, it's probably important to point out that the land development on this was approved in 2021.
Yeah.
They're just using a different method of containing the stormwater than they anticipated back in 2021. But it's in DES permits, and DEP's already reviewed the stormwater plan and approved.
Where could one find the stormwater plan?
Say again?
Where could one find the new stormwater plan for that area?
It's a detached or.
Well, you can see the plan, the township plan.
Okay, yeah, you can come over now, so sure. Yeah, but that's the current plan was approved by the DEP, not too long ago. And that's what these gentlemen are doing. Or not these gentlemen, that's what the MAC track people are doing.
All right.
It meets requirements.
Well, I would like to see the plan, because I do know there's been complaints about it erosion from stormwater discharge.
But you're welcome to stop over.
Agenda item 8H. What exactly does section 280.05 of the township ordinance pertain to that?
Can I address this one?
Yes, sir, please.
So, we need to update our personnel manual. And, right now it's codified in that section. But in 2020, they amended the first class township code to, lay out what has to be done by ordinance, what has to be done by resolution, and then everything else can be done by motion. So you can't amend an ordinance by motion, right? You need an ordinance. So the idea is to repeal the ordinance and then adopt the personnel manual by motion, and then every time you need to update it, you don't have to go through the expense of advertising.
So you're trying to replace the personnel manual currently?
Yeah, update it, yeah.
In what ways?
Well, we have disability, a procedure we added for requesting disability relief, some clarifications, basically. You know, we have some references to human resources that should have been township administration, and just general updates like that.
And you need to repeal this ordinance because it's set.
Right, so it's codified now, and it doesn't really need to be. So the idea is to repeal the ordinance so that as you remember, a personnel manual is really a living document, right? Because the case law is changing on how you deal with your human resources issues pretty regularly. And of course, technology updates and everything else, so the social media policy is always evolving. And right now, every time you wanted to make a change, you would have to advertise an ordinance, undertake that expense, and have the time required to motion to authorize advertisement, wait a month, do an ordinance, that sort of thing. And the legislature said that's not really necessary. So this gets us out of that framework and into where we can just adopt the personnel manual by motion and keep our employees protected that way.
One more question on this point. What is the procedure for adopting the new manual now if it's not by resolution?
Motion.
What's the difference between motion and resolution?
One's a written document, and one's just recorded in the minutes, basically.
Moving on to 8L. What exactly is a patrol officer and how is that different from a police officer?
It's the same thing, Nick. We're going to be hiring 2 police officers in January. So we had a civil service exam a few months back, so we're just asking the Civil Service Commission to provide us the names of the few officers to run that list.
Now, does each first class township have its own list?
So the way that the civil service regulation works is each municipality, each first class township, it's the same in boroughs as well. In cities, they have to have a civil service. So you conduct a test, those who pass are ranked by their score, and then each time that you want to hire, you have to ask the civil service commission for a list of 3 eligible candidates for each means.
Right.
So that's what this motion is, to request the civil service list, give us really the top 4 candidates because it's too big.
All right. All right. That is all the questions for now.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Mike. Is there anybody else who would like to come up and speak? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move on. New business. Announced December 29th, 2023 special year-end meeting. Commissioner Bowden.
Thank you, Commissioner Hughes. I'd like to announce the Aston Township special end of the year meeting will be held on Friday, December the 29th, 2023 at 3 p.m. This meeting will be held at the Aston Township Municipal Offices, 2 New Road, Suite 123, Aston, Pennsylvania, 19014. At this meeting, the 2024 budget will be voted on as well as the 2024 real estate tax ordinance.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next item 8, presentation of the 2024 final budget. That will be considered at the December 29, 2023 end of the year special meeting. Mr. Doherty.
All right, it's that time of year. So this evening I'll present the final 2024 budget for Aston Township. I'll be following the same format I've used in previous years. So tonight's presentation will be divided as follows. First, I'm going to review the 2023 millage comparison between Delaware County and how Aston fits in. I'm going to review the total assessed value of every property in the township. I'm going to look at changes from the previous budget and cost drivers for our new budget. I'm going to review the 2024 final budget, including millage, revenues expected in 2024, expenses in 2024. I'm going to look at lease expenditures, debt expenditures, capital expenditures, and finally, we're going to have the final budget vote Friday, December 29th at 3 o'clock, and finally, end the civil balance list. All right, well, this is my new favorite slide. I think I introduced it last year. This slide shows the total property tax allocation for Aston Township. Many of our residents assume that all property taxes go to the township. As you can see, Aston residents are subject to 3 taxing authorities: Delaware County, Aston Township, and the Fenn-Douglas School District. Each assesses its own millage rate. Delaware County millage rate, the millage rate for Delaware County for 2023 was 2.999 mils. This is 11.7% of your total property tax bill. Aston Township's 2023 millage rate was 3.5534 mils. This accounts for 13.8% of your total property taxes. The county and township bills usually arrive in the mail around January. The final taxing authority was the Fenn-Douglas School District with a 2023 millage rate of 19.1263 mils. This accounts for 74.5% of your total property tax bill. The school district bill usually arrives in the mail in June or July. You can see the pie chart I've added to the right, which clearly shows how your property taxes are divvied up. The small orange slice showing 13.8% is Aston Township. The blue slice is the county, and the largest slice is the school district. The total millage for Aston Township residents in 2023 was 25.6787 mils. Okay, this slide shows the total tax burden for all 49 municipalities in Delaware County. This includes all boroughs, cities, first and second class townships in Delaware. As I mentioned in the previous slide, the total millage for Aston residents in 2023 was 25.6787 mils. You can see that number. Lost my mouse here. There you go. You can see that this number places us in the bottom third of all Delco municipalities in 2023. 2023 Delco villages range from 12.94 to 51.92, depending on where you live in the county. I know this slide is a bit of an eye show. This presentation will be available on the township's website for review tomorrow morning. The raw data for this table was extracted from the 2023 Delaware County tax rate table linked above. Now, this slide shows where Aston's municipal tax rate stood in comparison to other first-class townships during 2023. The millage shown here is only the municipal millage. It does not include county or school district taxes. You can see the millage rates range from 2.39 all the way up to 14.02. We're right in the bottom half of the pack. These rates are available on the county website. I provided the link to the right. New tax rates should be available on the county website by late January. The thumbnail in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen shows the first page of the tax rate table. Now, this slide shows the total tax burden of living in Aston Township compared to other first-class townships. This includes the total millage for township, county, and school district taxes. Again, data for this slide is pulled right from the county tax rate table and to the right. The only townships with a lower overall tax rate than us are Marple, Radnor, and Haverford. Now, residents may recall that we underwent a court-ordered countywide reassessment several years ago. Fiscal year 2020, the total assessed property value for all taxable properties was $960 million. For fiscal year 2021, that number rose to $1.66 billion after the reassessment. You can see that the number fluctuated a little bit between fiscal year 2021, 2022, and 2023. For fiscal year 2024, we are looking at a total assessed value of $1.7 billion. This is the number we use when we calculate our annual millage rate for the township. These numbers aren't determined by the township, they are provided to us by the county. All right, so these are the big changes for 2023. These are the cost drivers. We're looking at a reduced amount of license and permit fees for 2024. Number two should be obvious to everyone. We're looking at increasing costs of materials and supplies with inflation. I just got a notice in the other day that our water rates are going up by 8%. So cost for everything is going through the roof, and the township is not immune from those pressures. We're looking at increasing fuel costs. Number four, we have a new collective bargaining agreement with our police department, which goes effective January 1st. And we'll be voting on that later on tonight. We're looking at an increase in our MMO, which is minimum municipal obligation, like $220,000. This is the police pension. And number six, we're looking to upgrade our police and public works vehicles. So they're the big cost drivers. All right, well, here's the key slide. This is our millage rate for 2024. We're looking at an increase, millage rate of 3.4%. So our millage rate in 2023 was 3.55. It's going to be going at 3.67 for 2024. Breaking that part even further, our general government millage rate is going up by 3.6%. Our debt service rate is going up by 3.5%. Now, we're actually paying the same amount of debt as we did last year, but we're just trying to increase the amount of money we've allocated to that debt. Our fire tax remains unchanged at 0.1635, and our library tax remains unchanged at 0.028. And as I mentioned before, the total assessed value went from $1.66 billion up to $1.7 billion, which is an increase in property values in the township of about $36 million. So this is our revenue, proposed revenue for 2024. There hasn't been a big change from our preliminary budget. Just as a reminder to people, the 511 taxes are real estate transfer taxes, earned income taxes, mercantile taxes, business privilege taxes, health license fees, plumbing, HVAC, electrical, and general contractor licenses. See, some of these, like the fire and library tax are pass-throughs, they go right to the fire department, right to the library. Sanitation is another example. That does not go in the general fund, that goes to our sanitation. Liquid fuels is provided to us by the state, that's what we are milling and resurfacing, use that money. And the safety fund is the debt service fund, which I mentioned in the previous slide. So we're looking at total anticipated revenue in 2024 of $17.18 million. $17,180,000. So this is our planned expense budget for 2024. Again, not much has been changed from the preliminary budget. We're looking at a general operating expenses of $12.7 million, library $46,000, fire $357,000, debt expenditures of $1,571,000, liquid fuels $467,000, sanitation of $1.5 million, and capital expenses of $492,000. Our total anticipated expenses for 2024 are $17,181,000. So breaking things down even further, these are our general fund operating costs, or cost centers. Included in the municipal maintenance account are the rental costs for our current township building, as well as liability insurance costs for the majority of our departments. The police budget is also reflecting rental costs for their current building. These expenses reflect a 4% salary increase for our non-uniform staff, as well as a 3.75% increase for our police for the terms of our new collective bargaining agreement, effective January 1st. So the big expenses here, obviously, administration, $1.4 million. We have the police department at $7.5 million. Public Works, $1.6 million. So the total expenses for our general operating fund in 2024 are $12,698,000. All right, now to the sanitation fee. So most residents utilize township trash services. For those that do, we assess a sanitation fee on top of the village. The money is collected by this fee is passed through and goes exclusively to our sanitation budget. In 2023, the township was charged $83 a ton for disposal of trash. And that rate will increase to $87 a ton in 2024. Due to this increase in significant jump in fuel costs for our trash trucks, we will be forced to raise our annual sanitation fee by $30 to $340 per year. Okay, so this is what a property owner will expect to pay based on the revised millage and sanitation fee. So if your home is assessed at $100,000 in 2024, you'll be paying a property tax and sanitation fee of $707, which is a $42 increase over 2023. So it says 2022, but there's a typo, it's actually 2023. If you have a home valued at $200,000, you'll be paying an extra $55. A home valued at $300,000, you'll be paying an extra $66. And a home valued at $400,000, you'll be paying an extra $79 a year. So here's a list of equipment we plan to procure in 2024. In past years, we have purchased equipment outright, but as mentioned in previous budget presentations, we will be leasing large equipment and vehicles in the coming years. We feel that this is the most cost-effective means of providing services to our residents without breaking our budget. The equipment listed here for sanitation and public works are 5-year leases, and the police vehicles are 3-year leases. So the first one, the cameras, I think I did a presentation back in July about this, the license plate readers, the delivery cameras, so the total cost for that, $73,000. We have some computers for police cars which we're leasing, that's $6,400. We have several patrol cars and Tahoes, which you've seen around town. We have a few public works vehicles planned for lease in 2024, totaling $39,000, and the towable lift, which gets a lot of use, which is at $8,000. So this slide shows our total township debt payments for 2024. You can see that we had older debt from 2010, 2012, and 2015, which we paid off in the next few years. The 2018 bond issue was for $12.5 million and was used to build a new firehouse, public works firm, both of which are now fully operational. We took out a 2022 loan for $10 million. This loan will be used for construction of the new township municipal complex. The total principal and interest payments for 2024 came out to $1.57 million. So these were our planned capital expenditures for 2024. The first one was Green Light Go, and I'm going to specify that we did a Green Light Go project on Pedal Road a few years ago. This is for Concord Road. And this is a 20% match, and our cost is $92,000. We have the Concord and Donnelly Avenue streetscape, $100,000. Police of the Amphitheater, $125,000. A new trash truck, $100,000. We put some money aside for West Branch Trail for $50,000. And finally, the Sisters of St. Francis real estate purchase. This is the open space purchase we just did. So we looked at a deal with the nuns. We're paying, instead of $100,000 at one time, we're breaking out $25,000 for 4 years. So that's what you're seeing there for the $25,000. So our total capital expenditures for 2024 are planned to be $492,000. So we have our final budget vote next Friday the 29th at 3 o'clock at the Township Building, 2 New Road. This budget and the presentation will be available for review on the Township website or by visiting the Township Building at 2 New Road. That's tomorrow. So just a few acknowledgments. I'd like to thank the following people for their help in pulling the 2024 budget together and for their help in building this presentation. First, Bill DeFeo, our Township Manager, Kelly Pippin, our Assistant Township Manager, Len Balstrieri, our Township Treasurer, Chief Dan Majiri, our Chief of Police, Russ Palmore, our Public Works Director, and last but not least, Commissioners Les Berry and Mike Higgins, the Finance Committee. And that's all I have.
Thank you. I'd like to also thank Commissioner Doherty for the hard work that he put in going back and forth coordinating with the departments and the commissioners. Commissioner, when you sit down, could you just mention while you're at it, unless we're going to do it later, about the property purchase?
I'm sorry, what about?
About the Sisters of St. Francis that we just made settlement.
I'm going to make those later.
Okay. Thank you. Moving on.
Okay.
Okay, item C under new business. Consider a resolution approving the 2024 sanitation fee, red printer gas.
Consider a resolution approving the 2024 sanitation fee. So read attached resolution in the form of a motion. In the form of a motion, Township of Aston, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, resolution number 2023-112. Whereas the Township of Aston, Delaware County, Pennsylvania desires to establish a fee for trash and garbage service for the year 2024 at $340 per single family home. Therefore, be resolved that the trash and garbage fee is due payable on or before March 31st, 2024, with rates amount due through May 31st, 2024. Be it further resolved that if the fee is not paid by June 1st, 2024, and until such fee is paid, a notice shall be sent to the owners of such property informing them that the collection will cease until the fee plus 10% penalty is paid. Resolved by the Aston Township Board of Commissioners, this 20th day of December 2023, Aston Township Board of Commissioners, Michael J. Havens, President, Board of Commissioners, Kelly Pittman Township Secretary, in the form of a motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Item D, consider a resolution to approve the 2024 Aston Township holiday schedule. Commissioner McGinn.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve the following resolution. Resolution number 2023-113, a holiday schedule for Aston Township non-uniform employees for 2024. Following holidays are included: New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, Good Friday, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Thanksgiving Day, the day after Thanksgiving, Christmas Day, Christmas holiday, which is the day after Christmas, and individual's birthday. In addition, 3 personal days with the department head's approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Item number E, consider a resolution approving the preliminary final land development plan for Injanos 3630 Concord Road, Aston, PA, 19014. Commissioner McGinn.
Thank you, Commissioner Higgins. This is a long one, so bear with me, but I'd like to make a motion to approve the following resolution as read. Resolution number 2023-114, preliminary final land development, 3630 Concord Road. Whereas, on or about September 12th, 2023, Saganos Co. LLC, otherwise known as applicant, submitted an application, otherwise known as the application, for preliminary final land development approval to construct an approximately 3,600 square foot building for office/retail use on an approximately 0.89 acre tract located at 3630 Concord Road, folio number 02-00-01878-12, otherwise known as the property. A copy of applicant's application is attached hereto as Exhibit A. Whereas, in support of its application, applicant submitted a land development plan, otherwise known as the plan, entitled Land Development Plan of Property of Saganos Co. LLC, prepared by G.D. Hootman & Son Incorporated, dated September 6, 2023, with no revisions to date and consisting of 6 sheets as follows. Sheet 106, Land Development Plan. Sheet 206, Existing Conditions and Demolition Plan. Sheet 306, Grading, Spot Elevation, Utility, Lighting Plan. Sheet 406, Erosion and Sediment Control Plan. Sheet 506, Construction Detail Plan. And Sheet 606, Overall Land Development Plan. A copy of the plan is attached hereto as Exhibit B. Whereas, the application has been subjection to the following reviews. Township Engineer Pannoni has set forth in its October 14, 2023 review letter, attached hereto as Exhibit C, the Aston Township Planning Commission has set forth in the draft minutes of its November 20, 2023 meeting, attached hereto as Exhibit D, the Aston Township New Construction Committee has set forth in the draft minutes of its December 4, 2023 meeting, attached hereto as Exhibit E, and the Delaware County Planning Commission has set forth in its review letter dated October 20, 2023, attached hereto as Exhibit F, collectively known furthermore as the reviews. Whereas applicant has requested a waiver from section 1232.02 of the codified ordinance of Aston Township, mandating separate preliminary and final plan submissions, otherwise known as the waiver. Whereas this Board of Commissioners believes that the application has undergone sufficient review and contains sufficient detail to render separate submission of preliminary and final plans unnecessary. And whereas, with the exception of the waiver and subject to the conditions set forth below, this Board of Commissioners believes that the application is compliant with the ordinances of Aston Township and warrants preliminary final land development approval. Now, therefore, be it resolved that 1. Waiver. The waiver is hereby granted. 2. Conditional land development approval. The plan is hereby conditionally approved as preliminary/final land development plan, subject to the following conditions. Condition A. Applicant shall abide by all applicable laws and regulations of the United States, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Delaware County, and Aston Township during its construction and use at the property. Condition B. Except as otherwise approved during final land development, applicant shall construct and install all proposed improvements consistent with and as shown on the plan. Condition C. Prior to plan recording, applicant shall revise the plan to set forth this resolution verbatim. Condition D. Prior to plan recording, applicant shall revise the plan to reference it as a preliminary/final plan. Condition E. Prior to plan recording, applicant shall revise the plan to include the location, types, quantities, and sizes of all landscaping to the satisfaction of the township engineer. Condition F. Prior to plan recording, applicant shall revise the plan, illustrate all easement areas providing shared access to Concord Road and Pennell Road with folio number 02-00-01878-10. Condition G. Applicant shall materially comply with the terms and recommendations of the reviews. Condition H. Applicant will enhance the buffer planes along the border of the property and folio number 02-00-01883-00 to the satisfaction of the township engineer. Condition I. Applicant will install sidewalk from the existing sidewalk adjacent to the Brewster's Real Ice Cream location to the existing sidewalk along Concord Road of a design and in a location to be approved by the township engineer. Condition J. Applicant shall remove the speed bump at the property between the location of its proposed improvements and the Walgreens location on folio number 02-00-01878-10. Condition K. Applicant shall provide screening for all dumpster locations at the property to the satisfaction of the township engineer. Condition L. Prior to the issuance of permits for any construction activity at the property, applicant shall provide evidence of recorded cross-easement agreements with folio number 02-00-01878-11 showing cross-access to Concord and Pennell Road to the satisfaction of the township solicitor. Condition M. Prior to the issuance of permits for any construction activity at the property, applicant will provide a will-serve letter for water service. Condition N. Applicant will comply with all recommendations of the fire marshal relating to the plan. Again, I make this in the form of a motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Nays? The ayes have it. Congratulations and welcome. Item F. Consider a resolution approving a handicap parking sign at 419 Cruiserville Road, Aston, PA. Commissioner Doherty.
Aston Township, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, resolution number 2023-115, whereas the Aston Township Board of Commissioners, County of Delaware, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, is hereby authorized by Chapter 420.01E of the Aston Township Codified Ordinances to establish by resolution a designated parking spot on a public highway for a handicapped person or disabled veteran who, in the discretion of the Aston Township Police Department, warrants such a spot. And whereas, upon the recommendation of the Aston Township Police Department, the Aston Township Board of Commissioners desires to erect a handicapped-only parking sign for the benefit of the residents of 419 Crozier Road. And whereas, because of the circumstances necessitating the need for the handicap parking spot on Crozier Road, the Aston Township Police Department recommends installing the handicapped-only parking sign in front of 419 Crozier Road. And whereas the installation of the handicapped-only parking sign is hereby authorized by the Aston Township Board of Commissioners, Township of Aston, Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Resolved this 20th day of December 2023, Board of Commissioners, Mike Higgins, President, executed by Kelly Pippin, in the form of motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any kind of introductions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item 8G, consider a resolution to approve waivers from sections 1043-16, 1043-17, and 1232.02 of the codified ordinances of Aston Township for the Mack Track project on Convent Road. Mr. Dockery.
Hey, Mike, just for clarification, we determined that that last one wasn't necessary, so 1232-0.02 is not included in the resolution, because this is a minor subdivision, it doesn't require a separate preliminary final.
So we do the rest of the resolution.
The resolution drafted should just include those two stormwater.
Okay with that, John?
Got it, okay. All right, so Aston Township, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, Resolution 2023-116, waivers, Mack Track. A resolution of Aston Township, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, granting certain waivers from the Aston Township Watershed Stormwater Management Ordinance to the minor subdivision project approved via Resolution 2021-87. Whereas, on October 20th, 2021, via Resolution 2021-87, this Board of Commissioners granted preliminary final approval of the application of William and Carrie Mack, collectively the applicant, to subdivide the 2.38 acre parcel located on the west side of the intersection of Convent Road and Udonis Lane, folio number 02-00-00603-01, and to construct a single-family residential homes with appurtenances upon each of the resulting lots of the project. Whereas, stormwater for the project was originally designed with a combined stormwater management berm located above the seepage bed. And whereas, in the course of final design of the stormwater management system for the project, applicant realized that the property did not have sufficient soil percolation for the proposed stormwater design. Whereas, the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection, DEP, has approved stormwater management for the project through a technique commonly known as Managed Release Control, MRC. Whereas, although MRC is recently recognized by DEP as an acceptable means of stormwater management, it is not incorporated into the Aston Township Stormwater Management Ordinance, the Stormwater Ordinance. Whereas, as such, applicant has requested the following waivers, collectively the waivers, from section 1043.16 of the Stormwater Ordinance, setting forth stormwater infiltration requirements, and from section 1043.17 of the Stormwater Ordinance, setting forth stormwater volume requirements and acceptable means of achieving these requirements. And whereas the Township Engineer has reviewed applicant's stormwater calculations and design and determined that MRC is an appropriate method of stormwater management for this project. Now therefore be it resolved that the waivers are hereby granted subject to the following. Applicant shall revise the plan to set forth this resolution in Resolution 2021-87 verbatim. Except as modified by this resolution, applicant shall comply with all conditions of Resolution 2021-87. Number 3, applicant's final stormwater management design for the project shall be subject to the review and approval of the Township Engineer. Resolved this 20th day of December 2023, as the Township Board of Commissioners, Mike Higgins, President, passed to by Kelly Pittman, in the form of motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, any comments, questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you. So we have item 8H, consider an ordinance to repeal the section 280.05 of the Aston Township Codified Ordinance for the Aston Township Personnel Policy, and Commissioner Prendergast.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Aston Township, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, ordinance number 1033, an ordinance of Aston Township, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, repealing section 3-05 of the Aston Township codified ordinances. This is in the form of a motion. Whereas Aston Township personnel policy is incorporated into its codified ordinances at section 280.05. Whereas pursuant to section 3301A, B of the First Class Township Code, added as part of the First Class Township Code on October 29, 2020, as part of the PL 782, number 96. First Class Townships are not required to ordain their enactment of personal policies. Whereas personnel policy is a living document. The living document, subject to amendment from time to time. Whereas by repealing section 280.05 of the codified ordinances and adopting its personnel policy by motion of the Board of Commissioners, the Board can save the township advertising costs related to current and future updates to the personnel policy. Now therefore be ordained that section 280-05 of the codified ordinance of Aston Township is hereby repealed. Enacted and ordained the 20th day of December 2023, Aston Township Board of Commissioners, Michael J. Higgins, President, Kelly Pipton, Township Secretary. In the form of a motion.
With a motion and a second, any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Item J, consider a motion to approve the 2024-2027 police collection bargaining agreement, Commissioner Docker.
I think we should have right away.
Aye.
We need to get the new personnel policy adopted, that's
All right, so we're going to table that.
No, we shouldn't be at J yet, we're one before it.
Okay.
You got another read.
Consider a motion to approve the updated Aston Township personnel policy, Commissioner Prendergast.
I just read whatever it was. Aye. We're looking at aye, right? Okay. Consider a motion to approve the updated Aston Township personnel policy. I make a motion to approve the updated Aston Township personnel policy.
Second.
The motion is second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. And now we're on J.
Okay.
Consider a motion to approve the 2024-2027 police collective bargaining agreement, Commissioner Doherty.
I make a motion to approve the police collective bargaining agreement that will be in effect from January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2027 in the form of a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. We're up to item K. Consider a motion to approve the tax reassessment for 103 Spring Valley Way, Commissioner McGinn.
I make a motion to approve the tax reassessment for 103 Spring Valley Way, Aston, PA 19014.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Item L, consider a motion to request a list of eligible candidates from the Aston Township Civil Service Commission to fill 2 vacancies in the rank of patrol officer. Commissioner Doherty.
I make a motion to request that the Aston Township Civil Service Commission release a list of eligible candidates to fulfill 2 vacancies for the rank of patrol officer in the form of a motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Item M, consider a motion to approve a refund to Michelle Landon for the tax reassessment from 2021 to 2022 in the amount of $522.40, Commissioner Doherty.
I make a motion to approve a refund to Mitchell Landon for a tax reassessment in the amount of $522.40 in the form of a motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Consider a motion to approve a refund to JPS Holdings LLC, parcel number 02-00-02556-06 in the amount of $2,290.41 for taxes and paid twice.
Hey, Mike, we missed it.
I thought it was reading, I'm doing it now. No.
Well, and now we're very similar to that now.
Okay. All right then. Sorry about that. Commissioner is slow tonight. Consider a motion to approve a refund to JPS Holdings LLC, parcel number 02-00-02556-10 in the amount of $2,354.67. Taxes paid twice. Commissioner Doherty again.
Motion to approve a refund to JPS Holdings LLC for parcel number 02-00-02556-10 in the amount of $2,354.67 for taxes paid twice in the form of motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments, questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Nays? Ayes have it. Now we got 0. Consider a motion to approve a refund to JPS Holdings LLC, parcel number 02-00-02556-06 in the amount of $2,290.41 for taxes paid twice. Commissioner Doherty.
I make a motion to approve a refund to JPS Holdings LLC for parcel number 02-00-02556-06 in the amount of $2,290.41 for taxes paid twice in the form of motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Okay. Next, we will move on to the escrows short list. I will read those. The following amount is for engineering fees to be paid to Benoni Associates for the month of December. It's a summary total of $5,662 in the form of a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. One more. Following amount is for engineering fees to be paid to Cirilli Associates, Inc. for the month of December. Total there is $1,421.75 in the form of a motion. We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Nays? Ayes have it. Next item is item 10. This is open to the public. Any topic, anybody interested in coming up, please do so. Come up, sir.
Thank you very much. Name Bob Clemens, 812 Land Post Lane in Aston, Pennsylvania. I just want to take a moment, circle back from last month's meeting that we had where you guys were kind enough to give me an opportunity to speak about the PICO project that was going on in Aston. First, I want to thank the commissioners for hearing me. And then secondly, I want to especially thank Bill DeFeo, Mike Dagan, and also Ms. Pendergrass for timely connecting out and reaching out to PICO to try to get some answers to some of the questions and concerns that were raised at the last meeting. I appreciate that very much. I won't say that everything is resolved or all the questions are answered or not, but nonetheless, I did want to acknowledge that the group did respond very quickly. I mean, I'm talking about the next day. I was also afforded an opportunity to be on a call, a team's call with PICO, Michelle Garrity was their representative. There were other participants that were there, PICO reps and other contractors that were there. They did answer a lot of the questions and concerns that were raised. I don't know that I got all the answers as to what Aston's direct authority is or role is or anything like that. And we can save some of that for another day. But we did get clarity, okay, on notice and official notification going out from them. They acknowledged their clerk or her. They also said they would be contacting residents and asking them about what they might prefer if it was feasible as it related to driveways and sidewalks being cut into. They clarified restoration of driveways, sidewalks, and grass, not going to occur to the end of the project, but they did commit to those restorations. Spoke a good bit about right of way, which was a little bit disheartening, I'll say, as a township resident. They communicated that they have blanket rights of way in this development, which means that they can exceed public right of way for language used in blanket rights. That's what they contend. Probably it is accurate, don't know. It is something I do intend to, if no one else follows through with it, look into further. Because while they may have blanket rights, I don't know that they're able to do everything that they want to do. We did speak pretty extensively about pad mount and submersible transformers, which was a particular concern of mine. And also, they responded back, but did neglect to really at first answer the questions about the oil and the fuel leakage that was coming from their machinery, as well as storage of items on the road. I've been very quiet for the last month. I let the process work through. Bill, when I'm done, maybe you've got an update on that, maybe not, or Mike may give an update on what they're doing with their equipment. But there's not a lot of visible change. Not saying that there hasn't been, but I've kind of stayed away from it a little bit. I did want to talk a little bit about the pad mounts. If you remember, I have a handout for each group. If you want to go to the pictures, that's fine. If you remember, my original communication was that PICO is kind of not really coming forth and being very transparent on the scope of all the work that they're doing. It was just a mention of some pad mounts would be inspected and maybe replaced. As they dig into this further, we're getting a little bit deeper into what this might look like. And I did want to make sure all the board's aware of what's going on, and maybe you can find out what the full scope of this is. The very first picture I have for you there shows you what it looks like today. Okay, I'm one of the residents that has a current underground transformer that there is no option in people's mind to have replaced something else. They said they're being phased out. Obviously, I think it's probably more expensive than a pad mount. It's also probably more economical for them to service it. But there is no option for the residents. Now, with that in mind, just to share with you, I do not know how big this is, and it might be something that the board wants to look into. There's a map that I have in front of you. If you look at the red dots there, okay, this is where pad-mounted transformers would be going into place. Why I say that? Because that's where they put the pads. All right? What I got there is roughly a half a mile, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. And you can see that there is no less than 10 of these pad-down transformers that are going in there. That's just on Weir and adjacent right off of Weir. So the question becomes, what's a pad mount even look like, all right? Because, again, a lot of that information was not available in the original correspondence in the letter they were sending out to the residents. So the next page I actually share with you, this is PICO's pamphlet that was provided to Bill and to others, okay, about their pad-mounted transformer. And you can see they got a, I don't know, illustration, cartoon, whatever you want to call it, but that's a picture of these transformers. This is their document, right? And also it talks about, what does it look like? If you read the description, it talks about it being steel, being padlocked, okay? Probably a little bit different than the picture that they provided there. And they talked about it being safe, and they contend that these are more safe than underground. PICO says they're safe. I mean, I have no reason to not work to question them, but I don't know if they're any safer than the underground ones, because personally, I think they're more exposed to getting hit by a car, okay? Kids, animals, wind. I mean, I think there's more exposure when it's above ground versus below ground, but that's not my area of expertise at this point. It was interesting to note, if you look on the next page, can anything be planted around these pad-mounted transformers? And they literally have a diagram which is tying up your property for 17 feet 8 inches wide by 10 feet 6 inches, and how they want to, what are you going to do around these pad-mounted transformers? Particularly, they say it's required, I mean, 2 feet all the way around, with 8 feet where the door is. That's a pretty substantial difference from what exists today as a homeowner. all right? Today, I can run over that thing with a lawnmower. I mean, it's noise free. That's significantly different. The last one I got for you there is this is what I think is going into the front yards, okay? Here's what they communicate in their pamphlet on the left. And there's an example of a Pico transformer that exists on basically the same size pad. I don't know if that's the size that's going in or not. It's not been communicated. The only thing that's in that pamphlet that they send out, there may be different size cabinets, okay, based upon the size of the transformer or the voltage that's being used. So, with that in mind, not knowing how big this project is, okay, and it's very much speak to people who are going to be impacted only. I know there's other questions out there that the residents have. You don't know, but you don't know until it happens. I really implore to find out, but at least from a township standpoint, how big is this? Is this just being done where it's underground? Is this going to be across, all of Aston? We got transformers up on telephone poles, 3 and 4 wide, and some of the poles are bent. It's like, I don't know. But I actually really encourage asking to find out, what it is. But I don't know that anybody, as I originally said, is looking out for the township or the residents. That I don't believe anybody in Aston's reviewed these plans. I don't know or aware of them, what they look like. So again, I want to thank the group, okay, for listening. I continue to try to look into it. I'm sure by this time next week, there'll be more of these pad mounts out there because there's more equipment that's coming in. They've been kind of quiet kind of last month, but it's kind of where it's at. So with that, I thank you. And Bill, I don't know if you have any updates you can share. If you can't do it today, that's fine. But the equipment's still out there. There's parts on it.
I've got a few calls on it with different things. I had a hassle back for last week. Okay, they ditch witch and it went into the yards and they're tearing the yards up. Okay, well, I straightened that out, I guess, the other day. So start putting boards down, whatever you want to do. So they agree with that, so. That's all I got at, that's anyways. It's a ditch.
Joe, is there anything that you can add to this? I mean, no, they follow PUC regulations, right? So there's no kind of review at the township level that I've ever done for this is where you put them, this is where you can't put them. I would expect the trees and shrubs would be at the expense of the homeowner if they wanted to screen it on their front yard, right? But they're not gonna put those trees and
Oh,
shrubs.
no, not at all. I'm more concerned as a property owner now that I've now got a piece of my yard that's now subjected to even more oversight or what I can do or not do on Pico's, around Pico's transformer. Not to mention, I'm telling you, these transformers, these pads they're 40 inches by 40 inches and they're sticking about.
Oh, yeah, I'm well aware of it. They've got my neighborhood, right?
Bob, if I recall last month, the equipment that was under the ground is no longer being used or it's not no longer manufactured.
Oh,
So
it's still in use. That's how
Well,
far
that's
that's
what
going.
it's Because I don't, if I recall, don't tell me if I'm wrong, that they were not installing that type of equipment anymore.
That's
Yeah, so
right.
we spoke with them, we had the team's conference call, and they confirmed that they're no longer utilizing the underground because of safety and other protocol reasons and repair or replace. That this is definitely the new technology that they're in. It's actually on my house, on Sugar Lane. I had shrubbery, I have to tell you, the shrubbery was ugly as anything. I removed it. I don't even see it anymore, Bob. It's just there. It's right in front of my front window, and it's literally, it doesn't bother me. You can cut right around it, and that door does not swing open this way. It actually does up. So I don't know where that other part came from, but the ones on my lawn, it just lifts up. And that's what Pico said. I have been following up with them. I talked to Michelle weekly about the project. She promised me that things are being looked at and all. We just had some porta potties moved just the other day because they were on Latches Lane, I think, and that section of the area was finished. So we got them moved. So again, please keep in communication with me. I'm here. I'm willing to reach out and get us on a conference call. I don't have all the answers, but I can certainly have them fill us in on what's going on in terms of the timetable.
And for the safety you mentioned, are they, Pico saying it's for worker safety?
Yeah.
Because it's a confined space.
Yes.
Yeah.
What in the timetable of February comes the end of it?
That I
That's
don't
what he said,
know.
that's what he said, that.
Okay, so that I don't recall. Thank you.
There weren't, I believe, 14 people went somewhere, it was supposed to be done, completely done. So, like I said, I don't know where they're at, but that's what we got.
And again, my concern is, I don't think the residents there are okay monkeys in their property out right in front, all right? Probably not gonna be any option to it, I get that, but for the mere fact that this is how they operated, and they low-keyed it, low-toned it, and we just increasingly see more and more of what's really coming down the pipe, it's really quite disheartening as a homeowner. So, again, I thank you
All right,
for
very good.
everything.
Thank you.
Again, I appreciate your
Yeah,
putting
all
on
right,
top.
yeah, thank you.
Thanks for staying with that.
Thanks, Mr. Clements.
Yeah.
Does anybody else like to come up and share their views or make any comments? Seeing none, I'd like to move on to other. Okay. Are you coming up, Nick?
Yes.
Okay. You're quite welcome.
Nicholas Penza, 30 Morgan Road, Aston, PA. The first thing I want to do is answer a question that was asked of me to ask you from another couple that cannot be here, an elderly couple. They live on Goodale, their name, the Vales, Bill Marine. They have a question of why there has been a gas truck or some other type of tanker hauling whatever type of fluid in the rear baseball parking lot. It's been there for 3 weeks now.
When they first brought the tanker of water, that's all it is. When they first brought it in, they put it on the bin valley. And nobody knew what it was over there.
Yes, I saw,
You remember
that was on Van Valley.
Yeah. Well, we put it over there so they could get into there. I talked to the head of the Steve Bird of the Little League. He said it was already to use that parking lot for that. And that's what it's there for, so they can still get the water they need. Okay, there's really nowhere else to put it.
What's the water being used for again?
Yeah. Plus, it's for their machinery and stuff, they need water.
Where they putting concrete in on that street?
Wherever they're working, they're doing certain things like that. Okay, all that. Right now, they're on Blackboard.
Now, is this in conjunction with the projects?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Lehigh.
Okay, that was the Bales question. Now this is more my statement and questions. We are coming up on a very big election year. I wanted to know what first off, for the preliminaries, primaries, are you ready? We're set up at the polling stations and polling workers at a moment's notice if the preliminary primary date is changed due to PSAC.
As far as I know, right now, Nick, the polling date is supposed to be changed, but has nothing been confirmed to us yet.
Well, if it does get changed, it's a month's time out before it would be, are you
Delaware
ready to
County handles the
poll?
elections. Delaware County handles the elections, so they'll be ready for that, yes.
All right,
It's not an Aston Township, it's a county.
but who provides the polling workers? The county, okay, that's a county question.
The election workers are elected.
Right, no. I just wanted to know that, and I just wanted to know security because of reactionary, certain conspiratorial factions that might be trying to get,
That's typically the sheriffs and the constables that handle security through the county.
no, extraneous peoples that conspiratorial that might threaten people at the polls.
Sheriffs and the constables.
Okay. Because I do not want that in this township or any of the polling places in said township. And I was looking for prior engagement earlier about my father's dinner on the 15th. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Nick. Would anyone else like to come up and comment? Okay. thanks for those that did. So we'll move on to other, if that's okay with everybody. Okay. You want to go, John?
Okay, so.
Normally, I don't say a whole lot towards the end, but I have a bunch of comments tonight. The first one involves open space. For those who aren't aware, the Township and Sisters of St. Francis finally made settlement on the sale of 45.6 acres of land to be utilized as open space. This project was 2.5 years in the making, but it finally came together. Thanks to all involved, we plan to have a formal ribbon cutting this spring once the weather warms up. The second comment is from the Historical Society. The Aston Township Historical Society and the Aston Township Model Railroaders Club would like to thank everyone that has come to visit the model train layout so far this year at the Aston Community Center. It has been very successful. We've given away golden railroad spikes donated by the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania, and we also donated to a young Aston resident his first train set. Come see us Thursdays and Fridays, 5 to 8 in December. If you'd like to be involved, please reach out via the Historical Society. The next one, since Commissioner Berry isn't here this evening, he asked me to read something for him. The Aston Township Commissioners are excited to announce that we have made arrangements for Santa to be available for our annual Zoom event with the children in Aston once again. Each child will have an opportunity to speak with Santa one-on-one, say hello, and share their Christmas wish list. The Zoom event is tomorrow night from 6:30 to 8:30. All the details, including the meeting ID and passcode, is posted on Aston Township's Facebook page as well as the website, astontownship.net. Santa will be waiting for your call. The next one is regarding the police contract. So this evening, the board approved a new 4-year contract with our police officers. I wanted to thank everyone involved in their efforts, especially Commissioners Berry and Prendergast, and our township manager, Mr. DeFeo. I'd also like to thank the Police Negotiating Committee, and especially Sergeant Rob Simpson. Rob, once again, you were an outstanding advocate for your officers. Last month, former board president Jim Stegall resigned as commissioner after 16 years of service. I wanted to publicly thank Jim for his leadership. Being board president is like trying to herd rabid radioactive cats, and no one did it better than Jim. Jim, enjoy your retirement from the board and don't be a stranger. And finally, I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and see everyone at our end of year meeting on Friday, December 29th. Take care.
Yeah, John? Yeah, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And again, just one more thing with the Public Works Department, with the tree lighting we had at the beginning of the month. They do a fantastic job, and I just want to thank them for what they've done. I wish everybody here a Merry Christmas also. All right, good.
Mr. Bowden?
I want to personally thank the Park and Rec Committee, the Aston Township Board of Commissioners, our professionals for a wonderful tree lighting that we had, our judges for our beautiful houses decorated here in Aston Township. Hope you'll all get out, take a ride through the town, see how gorgeous it is. It's a great town to live in at this time. And I just want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a healthy, Happy New Year.
And Commissioner McGinn, I know you have something of an agenda nature too.
Yeah, thank you. I'll start with that. I actually have I know this is all other business, but a point of business that needs a vote. So we have a vacancy right now for the Delaware County Southwest Delaware County Municipal Authority in the second ward. And I have an appointment I'd like to make for Sharon McDermott of East Peters Lane for the second ward vacancy. I'd like to make a motion, and do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? I would just like to say I know Karen personally, Sharon personally, and I think she's a good find, as you begin to do the job. So, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any nays? Ayes have it.
Yeah, and just lastly, obviously echoing everybody's comments, I hope all the residents are as busy as we can all be in the year, and probably especially right now, between work and personal lives and getting ready for holidays like Christmas and New Year's and everything else. Hopefully everybody has that opportunity to relax, even if it's just for a short while, spend time with your family. Hopefully that's a good thing for everybody. Sometimes it's a little hard. We spend a lot of time with family, but hopefully everybody has a great holiday, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, everyone.
Kelly Pippin? You want to go last?
Just Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and Happy New Year to everybody.
Same thing. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you.
Mr. D'Souza.
I do want to update just two quick, on two projects, happy to come up tonight. Concord Road Interconnect, all the fiber has been installed. We're waiting to do any signal work till after the holiday season, because traffic is sort of not normalized right now. So in early January, January will start down and think about retiming signals and working on that type of stuff. And then all of the paperwork has been submitted to PennDOT for the Concord and Donley signal approval. See where that goes. And other than that, happy holidays to everyone.
Thank you. Mr. Solicitor?
Just Merry Christmas.
Thank you. All right, just a couple comments. The Aston Quarterly for winter of 2024, this is available out in the stores on the counters. They might be gone already, but I believe there's usually copies up in the community center if you'd like to get one. So this will let you know a little bit about what's going on in Aston. It's also available online. You can get it online too, by going to the township website, www.astontownship.net. Okay. Also, I want to thank Mike back there at the camera, our producer, director, and
Dave.
Cameraman Dave, okay, I'm sorry. That's right.
All right.
Thank you, Nancy. Anyway, we appreciate your work and everything and covering us here, so we
You're welcome.
appreciate that. And also, I want to thank the board for their contributions during 2023. Everybody contributed in one way or the other, okay? And also, the contribution of the president, of the township manager and the assistant manager, Kelly and Bill, for their support of us. And also, with that, thank you for contributions. It includes the administrative staff and the people in the Public Works Department. You can't name them all, but you have people in code enforcement and so forth. Everybody's contribution to police, it's been very, very helpful to this board. I think they deserve a great thanks for 2023 for what they've done. And we look forward for an excellent contribution in 2024. And with that, I say Merry Christmas to all, have a safe holiday, and we'll see you, if you would like to attend, at the year-end meeting, and or back in 2024, okay? With that, I need a motion.
So moved.
Okay. She read my mind, okay. We're all done.